All right, Miss Disha, this video is to help you with number 3 and number 4 on those system word problems you dropped off to me today. So let's look at number 3. It says at a restaurant, the cost for a taco and a small glass of milk is $2.10. So the cost for one taco and one small glass of milk is $2.10. The cost for 2 tacos and 3 small glasses of milk is $5.15. What is T, the cost for one taco, and M, the cost for one small glass of milk? So first of all, we have to write some let statements. Let T equal the cost of one taco, and we will let M equal the cost of one small glass of milk. And we're ready to go ahead and write a system of equations. It says the cost for a taco, that means one taco, and a small glass of milk is $2.10. So if we take the cost of one taco and the cost of one small glass of milk, that will be $2.10. So that's our first equation. Cost of one taco plus one glass of milk, you can put a 1 in front of them if you choose. That will be $2.10. The cost for 2 tacos, so if you take 2 times the cost of one taco, and we're going to add on to that 3 small glasses of milk, so if you just do 3 times the cost of one small glass of milk, 3 small glasses of milk, that total will be $5.15. And we're going to solve this system of equations to try to go ahead and figure out how much one taco and one glass of milk will be. Lots of ways to go about this problem. I hope with your addition elimination that your teacher has taught you how, if you don't have variables that are opposite signs and matching numbers, to do that. So what I'm going to do is, if this up here had said negative 2t, then I could have done addition elimination. I could have done negative 2t plus 2t. Those would zero out. So you have to say, how can I make that a negative 2t? Oh, if I take negative 2 and multiply it by the entire first equation, that's how I can get my variables to match. So we're going to do a rewrite. I'm going to multiply each term in this first equation by negative 2. So I'm going to do negative 2t. Negative 2 times positive 1m would be negative 2m equals, and then we even have to do negative 2 times 210. You have to multiply both sides of an equal sign by the same value so that the equality will remain. So negative 2 times 210, negative 420. And then my second equation I'm going to leave the same. 2t plus 3m equals 515. And the whole point in doing that, in making these variables match with opposite signs, now I can use my addition elimination. If I just combine these, so once I've distributed through a negative 2, my variable and my coefficient for the t, those match and are opposite signs. Negative 2t plus 2t, bye-bye, those zero out. That's the whole point. Negative 2m plus 3m, different signs, I find the difference. It will be a positive 1m equals, then if you have your calculator, you need to do negative $4.20 plus $5.15. It appears as though one small glass of milk cost 95 cents. So I've just found one small glass of milk is 95 cents. M equals 0.95. I don't know where that 2 came from. 0.95, 95 cents for a small glass of milk. Okay? And now we have to pick either original equation. I don't care which original equation. We have to pick either original equation, plug 95 cents in place of M, and find the T. I'm going to actually use this first equation here. You can pick either. So I'm going to use 1t plus 1m equals 210. And in place of M, I'm going to put 95 cents. So that's 1T plus 1 times 95 cents equals 210. So that's 1T plus, what's 1 times 95 cents? Oh, that's still 95 cents equals 210. I'm going to subtract off 95 cents on each side. And what's 210 minus 95 cents? 210 minus 95 cents is $1.15. So one taco must be $1.15. So we have just found out the cost of one taco and one glass of milk. Oh, let me go back. Sorry about that. Let me show you quick how we can check that. Here it says the cost of one taco and one glass of milk is $2.10. So let's check it. Take one taco, add on one glass of milk, and let's hope we get $2.10. What's 115 plus 95? Oh, yay, $2.10. So that seems to check. It also says 2 tacos. So each taco is $1.15. If we have 2 tacos times $1.15, and we add to that 3 small glasses of milk. 3 times each small glass of milk is 95 cents. We're hoping 2 tacos and 3 glasses of milk is $5.15. Let's check it out. What's 2 times 115? Well, that will be $2.30. $2.30 if you're buying 2 tacos. And what's 3 times 95? 3 times 95 is $2.85. So it's $2.85 if you're going to buy 3 glasses of milk. We're hoping that total is $5.15. Let's add $2.30 and $2.85. $2.30 plus $2.85. Yay! $5.15. So we've just checked that it works. So each taco will be $1.15. Each glass of milk will be 95 cents. Let's try the last problem. All right. It says, Chase and Sarah went to the candy store. Chase bought 5 pieces of fudge and 3 pieces of bubble gum for a total of $5.70. So Chase chose to buy 5 pieces of fudge and 3 pieces of bubble gum for a total of $5.70. Sarah bought 2 pieces of fudge and 10 pieces of bubble gum for a total of $3.60. What's the cost for 1 piece of fudge? What is the cost for 1 piece of bubble gum? Okay, so we could let F equal the cost of 1 piece of fudge. And we could let B equal the cost of 1 piece of bubble gum. Now we're ready to go ahead and write our equations. So Chase bought 5 pieces of fudge, so he did 5 times the cost of 1 piece of fudge. Ooh, that's so ugly. Let me just erase that. Sorry about that. So he did 5 times the cost of 1 piece of fudge. If you add that to, he bought 3 pieces of bubble gum. 3 times the cost of 1 piece of bubble gum for a total of $5.70. Then Sarah went in. Sarah bought 2 pieces of fudge. So she bought 2 pieces of fudge plus 10 pieces of bubble gum. 10 pieces of bubble gum. And her total was $3.60. And what we want to do is I'm going to choose to we can either get our F's to match or our B's to match with opposite signs so that we can do addition elimination. So if I look here and I want these F's to match, I could multiply the entire first equation by -2. That way I'll have a -10F. I could multiply my entire second equation by a +10. That way, not +10. I want to end up having a +10. I could multiply my second equation by a +5. So I'm going to multiply the entire first equation by -2, the entire second equation by +5. In order to have the variable on the front, or the coefficient on your front of f, to be opposite signs but match. So let's just go ahead and distribute -2 through the first set of parentheses. So that equation becomes -2 times 5 is -10f. -2 times 3b would be -6b equals, and then you have to do -2 times 570. So we have to do -2 times $5.70. That would be -1140. -1140. And now we're going to distribute a 5 through that second set of parentheses, and I'm just going to reinforce in a moment why. I'm sorry, +5 distributing through. +5 times 2f is a +10f. +5 times 10b, that's a +50b, equals, now we have to do +5 times 360. 5 times 360 will become 18. And now we're just going to go ahead and combine these, because if we combine these now, -10f plus 10f, addition elimination, bye-bye, -6b plus 50b is a +44b, equals -1140 plus 18 gets you to 660. And then you're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 44. 660 divided by 44 gets you to 15 cents. Each one of those pieces of bubble gum costs 15 cents. So each piece of bubble gum costs 15 cents. Now I'm going to figure out the cost for each piece of fudge. You can use either original equation. I'm going to go ahead and choose to use this one. So I have 5f plus 3 times the cost of bubble gum. My bubble gum was 15 cents, equals 570. Just taking my original first equation and I'm plugging 15 cents in place of your bubble gum cost. So that's 5f plus 3 times 15 cents should be 45 cents, equals 570. Going to subtract 45 on each side. And then we'll have 5f equals 570 minus 45. 570 minus 45, 525. 525. And then finally, you'll divide each side by 5 to get the cost for one piece of fudge. 525 divided by 5. $1.05 for each piece of fudge. Now we're just going to check that this actually makes sense. So Chase bought 5 pieces of fudge, so he bought 5 times each piece of fudge is $1.05, plus he bought 3 pieces of bubble gum, 3 times 15 cents, and he spent a total of $5.70. So when I simplify that, I'm hoping to get $5.70. 5 times 105 should be $3.15. Oh, sorry, 5 times, I did 3 in my mind. 5 times 105 should be $5.25. I'm sorry about that. $5.25. 3 times 15 should be 45 cents. And we're hoping that that's $5.70. 525 plus 45. Yay, $5.70. So that would be the check for Chase. And now I'll do my other check for what Cutie Patootie Sarah bought. Hopefully I don't run out of time. So Sarah bought 2 pieces of fudge, 2 times 105, plus 10 pieces of bubble gum, 10 times 15 cents, and she spent $3.60. Ooh, sorry about that. I'm going to run out of time, Disha. Okay, so 2 times 105 would be $2.10, plus 10 times 15 cents would be $1.50. We're hoping when we add those